Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A Douglas County jury took less than 2 hours yesterday to convict an East Wenatchee man on 6 counts of child pornography possession. The fire danger rating for the Chelan County Mountain Zone has now changed to high effective today. Hot out there today and getting even hotter this weekend. All the details coming up later in weather. A 51-year-old Quincy man is in jail after allegedly cutting his wife's throat at a Soap Lake ice cream shop Thursday morning. The incident happened around 11:45 at the Tutti Frutti Bar ice cream shop at 27 Daisy Street South. Police found a woman on the front sidewalk bleeding from her neck and bystanders giving first aid. The woman told police her husband had cut her throat with a knife. She was transported by airlift to Confluence Health Hospital in Wenatchee. Police say Montoya fled the scene and later surrendered at the Ephrata Police Department. He was booked into the Grant County Jail on suspicion of attempted first-degree murder. The final Gorge Amphitheater stop for what remains of the Grateful Dead became a grab bag for law enforcement last weekend. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says during the two-night stand by Dead & Company, its interagency narcotics team arrested 13 people and seized roughly $200,000 worth of illicit drugs, including mushrooms, ketamine, LSD, cocaine, and ecstasy. Also rounded up were 6 vehicles, $23,000 in cash, and a homemade firearm with armor-piercing ammunition. Police say charges against those arrested will include 15 counts of felony drug distribution. A Douglas County jury took just 2 hours yesterday to convict an East Wenatchee man on 6 counts of child pornography possession. 55-year-old Gabor Ferenc Veribi has been awaiting trial since 2019 when he was initially charged with keeping multiple explicit images and videos of children on his personal electronic devices. The case began with the FBI in 2017 but was later taken over by Douglas County Sheriff's detectives. Veribi's trial began Tuesday in Superior Court and lasted 3 days. The jury convicted him on all counts. He's now held in Chelan County Jail until his sentencing next month, when prosecutors say he faces a possible prison term of 6.5 to 8.5 years in prison. East Wenatchee police say they've apprehended a suspect in a Tuesday gunfire incident in which 2 teenagers were shot at. 18-year-old Cleisman Cabreo Caseta of Connell is held in the Chelan County Jail on suspicion of assault, drive-by shooting, and unlawful firearm possession. Investigators say about 7 p.m. on Tuesday, a suspect got out of a gray Toyota Corolla on 5th Street Northeast, that's near Eastmont High School, and fired 5 shots at the teens who were on foot. No one was injured, and the incident was caught on surveillance cameras in the area. East Wenatchee Assistant Police Chief Eric Hampton says his agency worked with police in Franklin County to make the arrest yesterday. Cabreo has not yet been charged, and Hampton says the case is still under investigation. Fire crews in the Lake Chelan area were able to quickly stamp out a small brush fire that broke out near the lake shore in the 3500 block of Chelan Boulevard in Manson. The fire was apparently started by a construction crew working in the area. It was reported shortly before noon, burning in grass and brush near lakeside homes, and responders had it knocked down within a half hour. When we come back, community members and local environmental organizations gathered last night to learn about the impacts of wildfires and wildfire smoke. And work is progressing on a new chairlift for Stevens Pass, set to begin operation with the ski area's next winter season. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Hi everybody, Dan Kuntz alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. We're switching from the cold of winter to the heat of summer. That can put a lot of stress in your HVAC unit.
Yeah, it really can, Dan. I would recommend that you get a maintenance. It can catch any potential problems that you might have during the peak of summer. And it's just a good idea to do on all season changes.
Great idea, good advice. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
The fire danger rating for the Chelan County Mountain Zone is changed to high effective today. The Chelan County Valley Zone remains at a very high rating, and restrictions for both have moved to stage 1, meaning further restrictions are placed on travel and outdoor activities. A fire hazard rating refers to the fire-prone conditions in the area, and in Chelan County, the 4 ratings go moderate, high, very high, and then extreme, and then fire restrictions move from general restrictions to stage 1 until the highest level at stage 3. General restrictions, including recreational fireworks and outdoor open burning of grass and other natural materials, began back on June 1st. At stage 1, all general restrictions continue to apply, although only certain open flame devices are allowed, a list of which you can find on the Chelan County website. Community members and local environmental organizations gathered last night to learn about the impacts of wildfires and wildfire smoke. Representatives from Wildfire Ready Neighbors, the Red Cross, Cafe, Sustainable North Central Washington, and more set up booths to speak with attendees before taking a seat for presentations. The goal of the event was to educate the public on how to better prepare themselves for wildfire season. Speakers included Chelan County Sheriff Sergeant Jason Reinfeld, Cafe's Alma Chacon, and Kent Sisson with the Chelan Douglas Health District. Those who took to the podium gave information on who was most affected by wildfire smoke, a study done on farm workers during fire season, and how fire evacuations work, and partnered with other health experts who joined presentations virtually. A hazardous materials leak 1 week ago at an East Wenatchee self-storage facility turned out to be chemicals related to an X-ray machine. The spill was reported Friday morning when a patron who just bought the storage unit opened it and discovered leaking materials with a metallic smell inside. Wenatchee Valley Fire Department Deputy Chief Andrew Davidson told NCWLIFE News the unit contained an old X-ray machine, and the spill appeared to be photographic chemicals used to develop X-ray images and coolants used for the machine itself. The chemicals did not pose any wider risk to the public. Davidson says the State Department of Ecology repackaged the materials and took them to a safe disposal facility. Work is progressing on a new chairlift for Stevens Pass, set to begin operation with the ski area's next winter season. On Wednesday, a helicopter flew in a supply of concrete contained in buckets to help form the foundation of the upper terminal. The current chairlift dates back to the 1960s. It's being replaced with a quad lift that will carry skiers to the I-5 and showcase downhill runs. It's one of 3 lift replacements being conducted during the Stevens Pass summer downtime. The existing classic chairs were sold at a one-day auction last month. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, dozens of veterans from around the valley filled the Wenatchee Veterans Hall on Thursday to learn more about the new PACT Act. Expect temperatures near 100 degrees this weekend, with wind and much cooler weather then ahead on Monday. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Brian Campbell, and I'd appreciate your vote for Mayor of Wenatchee. Born and raised in Wenatchee, I've experienced a lot of change over the years. Businesses have been devastated by the pandemic. People are concerned for their family's safety. Parents are concerned about their children's education and parents' rights, and people are struggling to make ends meet and find affordable housing. With my past service on our city council and 12 years of meeting attendance, over 100 years of combined community service, and over 40 years in the financial services and real estate industries, I'm uniquely qualified to provide common sense solutions to these challenges.
Paid for by Brian Campbell for mayor.
It's Click It RV's lowest price guarantee sale going on now at your neighborhood Click It RV.
Be a winner like me. and get to Click It RV.
With 0 down and no payments till September, now is the time to own your dream RV.
Get to Click It RV now. Are you going to be mad, bro?
Get never before deep discounts on trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and motorhomes. Plus the best selection, highest trade-in values ever, and a lifetime warranty. Nobody beats the discounts at Click It RV.
I'm Richard Sherman, and we guarantee it.
On Frontage Road.
Way swung on a fly ball. Wenatchee Apple Sox baseball is back on the NCWLIFE channel. Join us Monday, July 17th as the Apple Sox host the Bend Elks. Coverage is brought to you by Apple Valley Honda, Confluence Health, JDSA Law, Mary Maids, Many Blinds and more, Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista, Together for Youth, Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Walkabout Grill. Your television home for Apple Sox baseball is the NCWLIFE channel.
Dozens of veterans from around the valley filled the Wenatchee Veterans Hall on Thursday, meeting with state and federal veterans health managers. The subject was the PACT Act, a new federal law that allows any veteran exposed to toxic substances during their service to enroll in health benefits with the Veterans Administration. Executives from the VA and Washington Department of Veterans Affairs were on hand at the Wenatchee Veterans Hall to explain.
The PACT Act is the largest expansion of health care and benefits. It affects generations of veterans, Vietnam veterans, Gulf War veterans, and post 9/11 veterans. And what it does is it adds various conditions that are now presumptive. Veterans who are exposed to burn pits, toxic substances, who now have one of these conditions in the PACT Act, we can assume that that condition is due to their service. And it greatly enables us to be able to connect those two and provide benefits for veterans.
For the first time, the likelihood of you filing a disability, if you were in a certain location at a certain period of time and you're suffering from a condition, it's 80% likely you will be granted that disability. That's unlike anything in the past for those of you who have experienced difficulties filing for a disability claim. And I think it will be filed and evaluated much quicker than it's ever been done before. I know it's hard to absorb that, but please avail yourself and all the people that you know to reach out to VBA if you think you have been exposed to a toxin.
There could be as much as 3.5 million, we estimate. And so far, since the PACT Act was signed into law in August 10th, 2022, well over 700,000 have already applied. So we're really encouraged by the number of veterans who have applied. And that's actually why we're here today, is here in Wenatchee, is we want to make sure that we're going to where our veterans are. If veterans filed their claims for PACT Act before August 10th, they could potentially be backdated to August 10th, 2022. So we want to make sure that every veteran and survivor is aware of the PACT Act benefits and they file their claims as soon as possible. We're very protective of our veterans, and with any major expansion of benefits, there's a potential of fraud. So I want to make sure that anyone who's aware of anything that could look like fraud contacts the VA OIG. And that way we can fully investigate potential fraud.
Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. Man, it was a hot Friday out there all around our viewing area today, and what a beautiful shot looking up at Lake Wenatchee and a beautiful sky up that way. A few fair weather clouds out there today, but what a day to be over at Kaler Glen Golf Course. A little bit on the hot side, but a little bit cooler up that way too. And boy, cool is not in our forecast the next couple of days. As we get you into Saturday, 98 for Wenatchee, Omak 98, Ephrata 99. I think we may even be a little bit warmer than that, although we are quite a ways away from any records. Wenatchee, we are 105 as our record on Saturday. A little bit cooler Sunday, 90 97s, upper 90s for Omak and Ephrata. But again, our record highs are in the 105 range. And our records, by the way, go back to 2014. All right, with that hot weather, one thing we got to keep in mind, the livestock. They are under stress when it's hot out there, just like we are. And for Saturday and Sunday, boy, it's going to be something. So got to provide a lot of cool drinking water, provide shade, minimize the handling and transportation, and just no stress for your livestock right now. I know you ranchers know all this stuff, but boy, keep it in mind over this weekend. We could see the century mark both days. Today, 95 unofficially. It got pretty hot out there. 88 is where we should be now for our normal high temperature. Our record was set in 1996, 103 degrees. 66 this morning, 62 is normal, and our record low, 50 degrees, set in 1969. Sunrise this morning, 5:18, and it sets for us tonight at 8:54. All right, let's get you into our forecast as we get you to Saturday and kicking off our upcoming weekend. Find some shade out there tomorrow. 100s is what I'm thinking for Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy. 99 in Wenatchee, also Chelan. Omak also could see the century mark tomorrow. 98 Cashmere, 97 in Leavenworth, and not even much relief up in Lake Wenatchee tomorrow with a forecasted high of 94 degrees. Tonight, we can expect mostly clear skies. We will see low temperatures in the mid to upper 60s as our ridge continues to build just off the Washington coast. Boy, not many clouds out there tonight either, all across the western U.S. And here we go with the hot weather. Saturday, sunny and hot. Hardly a cloud in the sky all over the western U.S. Some of these temperatures, 116 in Phoenix, 115 in Vegas. We will see highs near 100 here in our viewing area. Sunday, a little bit of a change happening late in the day. 3 areas of low pressure. They're along a cold front that will begin to move through, but not before we get to the mid and upper 90s on Sunday. Winds will pick up as well Sunday night. Fire weather watch in place through Monday. And boy, we are going to see plenty of wind on Monday. Partly to mostly sunny skies. Much cooler with high temperatures Monday only into the lower 80s. So we're going to drop about 15 degrees between Sunday and Monday. And then for Tuesday, sunny, and we are warming up once again, folks. We're going to see high temperatures Tuesday, somewhere in those upper 80s. Some folks about 90 degrees for Tuesday, and even hotter from there. It's high pressure once again, a ridge up and over the Pacific Northwest. It'll be hot Wednesday with afternoon high temperatures getting back into those mid 90s, and even hotter at the end of our forecast on Thursday. Sunny skies all around, not much wind for relief out there Thursday either. We could flirt with 100 degrees. We're going to see temperatures all over central and eastern Washington in the upper 90s. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. Tonight, 65 degrees. Here are our really hot days. 99 tomorrow, 97 on Sunday. Remember, some wind coming up late Sunday night, and then lots of wind as we get into Monday. Much cooler, too. 82 for our high Monday. It's going to be short-lived, though. 88 with sunshine on Tuesday, and then lots of sun and lots of heat for Wednesday and Thursday. 94 Wednesday, and 98 your high temperature on Thursday. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
have no idea what I'm doing. That's why we need you. We need people to run camera so I can get back down on the broadcast and talk about what's going on. We pay $75 per event. If it's sports, if it's a parade, if it's Apple Blossom, if it's a Super Oval, $75. If that sounds like some extra good money for you, we'd love you to be part of our team. All you have to do is email me, sports@ncwlife.com. sports@ncwlife.com. In the meantime, I got to go figure out this camera.
Baseball, the Symphony, Super Oval, and graduations are all community events we're proud to bring you on the NCW Life channel. Coverage is made possible by Apple Valley Honda, Bob's Apple Barrel Bark, Castle Rock International Real Estate, Confluence Health, JDSA Law, Mary Maids, Mini Blinds, and more. Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista. Together for Youth, Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Walkabout Grill. A reflection of and spotlight on the communities we call home. The NCW Life channel.
Well, the Mariners begin the second half of the Major League Baseball season at home tonight against the Detroit Tigers. Seattle heads into the back half of the season with a 45-44 record. In order to match the 90-win total of the past two seasons, the M's will have to go 45-28 the rest of the way. They'll send Luis Castillo to the mound tonight. He has a 6-6 record. Pretty decent ERA at 2.85. He'll go up against the Tigers' Eduardo Rodriguez, who's 4-5 with a 2.65 earned run average. Tonight's game gets underway at 7:10 at T-Mobile Park and will be televised on Root Sports Northwest. Well, here's a reminder of the standings in the American League West as we head for the back half of the season. Texas hopes to continue a great first half as the Rangers cling to a 2-game lead over the Astros. Seattle's in third place, 6 games back and just a game in front of the Angels. Now, Texas hosts Cleveland to start the second half, while Houston's in Anaheim and Oakland is hosting Minnesota. We'll make that 6 wins in a row for the Wenatchee Apple Sox after an 18-1 shellacking of Nanaimo last night. Josh Williams continued to show his strength. The sophomore from UC Santa Clara followed up a 2-homer performance 2 nights ago with a grand slam last night. But as we hear from the voice of the Apple Sox, Joel Norman, Williams wasn't the only Wenatchee player to go yard last night.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox earned their 6th consecutive victory and 5th sweep of the summer, with an 18-1 victory against the Nanaimo Night Owls on Thursday night at Sir Oxman Stadium. Wenatchee hit a season-best 4 home runs in the game, including a grand slam from Josh Williams in the 8th inning for his 3rd home run in the last 2 days and 3rd of the summer. The other home runs in the game came from Nick Putnam, Frankie Carney, and Izzy Lopez.
2 down, no one aboard. No balls and 2 strikes to the redshirt freshman at UC Santa Barbara. He swings and gets a hold of this one. Out to left field. Nick Putnam launches his first home run of the summer. No doubt about that one. And it's 1-0 Apple Sox here in the top of the 2nd inning. An 0-2 pitch hammered over the left field fence for Putnam, as the Apple Sox have now hit 3 home runs in the last 2 days and get this one started with a bang. A 2-out solo shot from Nick Putnam. The 3-1 skied out to deep left field. A long run back, and this one is gone. An opposite field home run for Frankie Carney over the left center field fence. That ball just kept carrying and carrying and leaves the ballpark. Wenatchee with its 2nd consecutive game, homering twice. Carney's 1st of the summer, as he's greeted by Putnam, who homered earlier in this game. It's 12-1 Apple Sox here in the top of the 7th inning. Josh Williams again batting with the bases loaded. He is 0 for 2. 0 for 3 with the bases loaded. Swings at this one and wave goodbye to that one, as that one is out of here for the Apple Sox' first grand slam of the season. Josh Williams with his 3rd home run in the last 2 days, and the Apple Sox' 3rd home run of today's game adds to the Wenatchee lead. It's 16-1 Apple Sox with 2 down in the top of the 8th inning. Williams with his 3rd home run in the last 2 days, Wenatchee's 5th of the last 2 days as well. He hammers the first pitch he sees out to left field. This one going back. Heisel watches it go over the wall for a home run. The 4th of the game for the Apple Sox. And another player gets his 1st of the season as Lopez rounds the bases here to make it 17-1 Apple Sox. Izzy Lopez with his first of the summer, launching that over the left field fence and making this a 17-1 Apple Sox lead.
Toby Harr went 5 1/3 strong with just one unearned run allowed as he picked up his team-high 4th victory of the summer. Wenatchee continues the road trip with a 6:35 p.m. game on Friday night as they shift over to the Victoria Harbor Cats and try to take them down as Wenatchee swept Victoria earlier in the season in mid-June at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
It should also be noted that Izzy Lopez finished the game with 4 hits, 4 runs, and 3 RBI. Brandon Ponce bumped up his batting average to .305. He went 3 for 6 with a run. Now be sure to listen for Joel's call of each of Wenatchee's games this weekend on radio locally at Sunny FM after 6:35 games tonight and tomorrow. The two teams will wrap it up on the Sunday afternoon at 1:05. Taking a look at other West Coast League action last night, Victoria completed a 3-game sweep of Port Angeles by winning 13-4. Tyler Davis led the way with a 3-run home run, finishing with 5 RBIs on the night. Bellingham held off Ridgefield, their comeback attempt in the 9th inning, to salvage the final game of its 3-game set with the Raptors winning 3-2. Cole Sheehan hit a 2-run single in the top of the 9th inning for Ridgefield, but was thrown out at second base trying to stretch it into a double. That was the final out. Marco Sana's 2-run home run highlighted a 7-run 6th inning for Edmonton in a 9-5 win over Kamloops. Jacob Porternak was 3 for 4 for the Riverhawks with a run and an RBI. Luca DiPialo was 3 for 3 with 2 runs and 2 RBI to lead Bend to a 16-3 win over Cowlitz. Jake Hoskins also had 3 hits for the Elks as Bend had 18 hits in the ballgame. By the way, Bend coming to Wenatchee on Monday. We'll have that game live on the NCWLIFE channel. Corvallis scored 8 runs in the first 3 innings en route to a 10-6 win over Springfield. Blake Avila paced the Knights, going 2 for 2 with 2 runs and an RBI. Evan Cloyd went deep twice while Cooper Witten hit a home run as Portland completed a sweep of Walla Walla. 9-2 the final. Pickles were able to get 17 position players into that game last night. Well, Yakima Valley won another non-league game over the Northwest Star Academy by putting up 4 runs in the 2nd and another 4 in the 6th. They won it 8-1. Now, Wenatchee heads into Victoria just a half game in front of the Harbor Cats in the WCL North second half standings. After being swept by the Apple Sox, Nanaimo drops into a 3rd place tie with Kelowna at 4-3. Edmonton is 3 games back at 3-4. Well, 4 classes of open-wheeled racing will be featured at Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval this weekend. They'll be practicing on the quarter-mile asphalt. In fact, they're doing that right now. They've got a Speed Tour Sprint Cars, Rockstar Energy B-Mods, Northwest Focus Midgets, and West Coast Vintage Racers. They'll try to set a track record. By the way, those fastest of those cars can go around that quarter-mile asphalt in 10 seconds. It's incredible. The gates open tomorrow at 4:30. Racing starts at 6 if interested. They'll also have that kickoff party tonight. Thunder in the Valley is what they're calling this weekend at the Clearwater. That starts at 7 o'clock. Well, a group of Eastmont 7th graders are in Anaheim this weekend, participating in a big basketball tournament. Coach Ron Stone tells us Eastmont's AAU team is taking part in the Grassroots 365 tournament tomorrow and Sunday. Team members include, I hope I get these names right, Elena Dixon, Julia Please, Annalie Wilson, Giselle Hoven, Kylie Johnson, Parker Johnson, Maisie Loftus, Kinsley Miller, Ella Ness, and Peyton Errett. Coach Stone is assisted by Andy Hoven. We wish the ladies the best of luck this weekend. Have a safe and sane weekend. It's going to be hot. If you get near the water, just be safe out there. You know, get the life jackets on the little ones, things like that. I'll see you again here on Monday. Have a great weekend.
I'm Dan Coons, host of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Back when Walter Cronkite was the anchor of the CBS Evening News, his favorite hobby, the thing that he really liked to do when he wasn't working, was take his boat out onto Long Island Sound. He loved to sail. He had a big sailboat, and he called it The Assignment. And whenever Walter Cronkite went on vacation or took a day off, they would say, "I'm in for Walter Cronkite, who's on assignment." Pretty cool, huh? Next week, I will be on assignment.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us and have a great weekend.